Okay, here we go. A little run. The boot up process was way more complicated than it should have been. Let me go post our link over on the website. Website is jollyrogerukulele.com. Link to join. Delete. Command V. Shift. Scroll. Highlight. Bold. Blue. Link. Enter. Edit. Settings. Open a new window. Update. All right, so we're all set. I'm going to need a couple ukuleles, huh? Let's get a couple. All right, so I got a baritone, a good baritone, and a way out of tune ukulele. Get that fixed. How is everybody today? We're going to wait just a minute while everybody loads into the room, and let me post this on Twitter real quick. HTTPS, because honestly, that's how people find out about us. I don't know if anybody looks at Twitter actually. JollyRogerUkulele.com. I think it's a one-way conversation on Twitter these days. People just say stuff. All right, it's probably how it should have been all along. All right, back in the day, we had little communities on Twitter. It was kind of cute. Then they went to 280 characters, and that was the end of it. All right. Nice. All right, so there's that. Lynn is in. Sandy is in. Lynn from New Jersey. Sandy from Michigan. Good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. And today we are going to... I missed all last week, and I do apologize, guys. Things were a mess last week. Let's put it mildly. I missed 2 days of school. We had all sorts of crazy going on with the construction project in my house. We had terrible weather. I don't know. The whole thing was just a mess. And so now, hopefully, and Donna was out of town the whole time. So hopefully now we'll be in better shape and we'll just get it going. And that'll be that. Now, let me see if I can get this. The desk is super small here. It does not like what I'm trying to do to it right at the moment. Let's go grab guitar book 1. And ukulele book 1. And we're going to play Happy Birthday. We're going to get that done. Now, hopefully, theoretically, you took time to memorize your chords. Okay? Because you're probably never going to really play Happy Birthday for anybody as a chord melody solo. Highly unlikely that would happen. So let's get this guy tuned up. This is one of the ukuleles I use when I'm showing people. If you buy a classroom set of these are the kind you get. I really like them, but this one was brand new out of the box, and so. Has a really nice tone to it. Let's see. All right, so I think I'm off kilter here. Am I fine? Whoa. Let's see. I'll just play with it on my knee. How about that? All right, that's how we look in here. I'm in the shop today. See, I got Yorick. Yorick is here. Here's Yorick. Where's Yorick? There's Yorick. And there's Stuart. And business cards. And and putting in one of the vines that just grows in here. I'm rooting a new one, so because having 17 of them isn't enough. Diane is back working on the baritone. Someday I may have courage to play in the group. Diane, you're the bravest person I know. I'm positive you have the courage to do it. Nancy in from Florida, the not-so-sunshine state, 75 degrees. Nancy, I think I'm winning. We got about 60 degrees today and sun, so what the heck? Not very often you beat Nancy. Let's see. Diane, you're going to learn your baritone. Yeah, so if you're on baritone, you're going to play a D chord. It's going to look like that. Dun, 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 dun. Let me pull up my live recording. Okay, there's the D chord for baritone. And then for baritone, you got to go to your A7. What's that one? Well, A7 is hanging out right below it, right? D, A7, And then your G chord, you guys know, is here. So on baritone, you're going to play those shapes. Okay, so no, I did that wrong, didn't I? I did that wrong. So hold on, we're going to play the ukulele one first. So on ukulele, you're going to play the ukulele chords. So baritone, your G chord looks like this, and then your D7 looks like this. Sorry, I was in the totally wrong headspace. And then your C chord looks like that. Okay, so those are your three chords. Okay, ukulele players. Now let's get focused in on you. Giving the baritone players your chords. You're on G chord, index, middle, and ring. Make sure that your index is above your middle finger. Some people get those upside down. A lot of people get them upside down. Okay. Something's off there. And then your D7, it's a straight bar with your ring finger. Okay? So G, D7, G, D7, C, just lift off your bar, and then G, D7, G. Okay, let's give that a try. Not with confidence. There was the problem. I find that when my top string is out of tune, I have the hardest time hearing tuning because my ear starts in the wrong spot. Happy birthday. Play along with me. Get your chords right. 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. Okay. So that's one of those I asked you to memorize. Okay, I asked you to memorize Frere Jacques, I asked you to memorize Happy Birthday chords, and I asked you to memorize My Spaghetti Monster. Those are the only three that I think, because if you can memorize those three, you can memorize as many as you want. So there's each of those has an important role in our program, right? Frere Jacques gets people started reading tablature, and it's just nicer if you give them the sheet of paper and you just play it and you just know it. Happy Birthday, of course, the chances of this coming up where you're going to play it as a chord melody piece are pretty rare, but playing it the way we just played it is going to come up regularly. And then Spaghetti Monster, you need to have something that makes you sound really good, that is chord melody playing, that is tough uke playing, and that's why, and Spaghetti Monster serves all those roles, right? And so it's kind of nice to have something memorized. If you go into a music store, you go to somebody's house and they have a ukulele, you stand up, knock that sucker out without any sheet music. I think it gives you something to rely on that you might not otherwise have. And when people come down to the studio here, I say, well, how's it been going? And then we talk a little bit, and I say, okay, well, play me something, let me see what's going on. And they're supposed to play me My Spaghetti Monster, that way I can see what their hands are doing. But a lot of times they're like, oh, blah, 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 you know, excuses start coming out. Let's play baritones, you stay on your chord you were on. Ukulele players, let's play the tough uke, okay? You'll never play it this way, but you can use your sheet music. 1, 2. 2, 2, strum, 2, 3, strum, 2, 2, strum, 2, oh, strum, 2, 2, strum, 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 3, 3, strum, 3, strum, 3. Okay, so So now that's it. Do notice that there are two different kinds of D7, two different flavors of D7. You have the bar D7 and the open D7. If I go to a ukulele strum along and a D7 shows up, I do the easy one every single time because why not? But when you're playing as an instrumentalist, you want to be able to do all of the choices, and in this case one's a bar chord, a little bit harder to do, and one is the open chord. You want to be able to do both. Okay, all right, let's zip back to the baritone section, the baritone piece of sheet music real quick, and then let me start the process over of telling you what your chords look like. On ukulele, your D chord looks like this. Hello, Gary. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's what your D chord looks like. Your A7 is hanging out 3rd string, 1st fret. Okay, that's where your A7 is going to be. And your G chord you just did. Okay, so if you're on ukulele, now your chords are going to be happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Joe. Playing the D chord. Joe, schmo, schmo, schmo. Happy. Let me do it here. Let me do it right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe, schmo. Happy birthday to you. Those are your chords, okay, for ukulele. Baritone players, your chords, you already know them, right? That shape, bar shape, that shape, and then that shape. Okay, when you're singing, use whichever of the D chords you want. I always, whichever A7 you want. Doesn't matter. When I'm singing, I usually go for the easy one, but this one's better, right? That sounds way better than this. This has a lot of pop to get us back to D. Okay, from the top, chords only for everybody. 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. Okay. Now, baritone players, let's play the tough uke, and ukulele players, you stay on chords. Okay, from the top, 1, 2. Fermata there. Okay, so there's happy birthday. Take the time. Okay, this is the final one of the memorizers, right? So make sure that you know Frere Jacques 0240 0240 0240 0240 457 457 79754 79754 first string, second string, first string, first string, second string, first string. You also have the chords memorized on this piece of music, and then My Spaghetti Monster. That's probably the hardest of the three to memorize, and so take time to do that if you haven't done that yet. Okay, next up on our list of the hits, today we were going to play, last week we were going to play La Cucaracha. Okay, so grab the baritone version first, since I've got it sitting right here, La Cucaracha, baritone. Remember, with this one, we do the opposite of what we're usually trying to do. We're usually trying to make the ukulele sound soft and pretty and beautiful and blah, blah, blah. In this case, we want it to sound like a cockroach dancing across the floor. Okay, so we're going to play staccato style. Okay, and one of these days I'll update the sheet music so that it actually shows the staccatos on there. For now, as a student, I just tell you what I want and you do it. But normally on music, if they want staccato, they'll tell you they want staccato. and there'll be little dots next to the notes, and not behind the note, but underneath the note is where they put the dots. Okay, it doesn't matter here. All I'm doing is telling you what to do. Okay, let's see. Yeah, see, Sandy got her baritone too, right? So a lot of you guys are baritones these days. I know Nancy has one, Diane has one, Sandy has one. Gosh, we've got a lot of baritone players. Okay, baritone is just one more thing to add to your thing that you do. You do have to have baritone brain and ukulele brain at first, and then as you get more and more comfortable with the two, eventually you're like, oh, D chord, yeah, it's whatever Gary said, it's not, sort of thing. Okay, so we're on the baritone music. Ukulele players, you're on D chord and A chord. Okay, so that's your A7, but you're going to add this up here. It looks like an F chord, but it's your index fingers one up. That's A chord. Those are your two chords in the whole song. Okay, baritone players. Let's do the tough uke with staccato playing. Remember, and then put this right back down. Okay, and if that's not going to go right away, just lift up. Don't take them off, but just lift up. Don't do what I'm doing. Right, so just lift up. So once you make the noise, you can just relax your finger, and that stops the sound. From the top, 2 times through on the top, 2 times through on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the top. Measure 9, 10. Let that one ring. Back to 10. Sevens. Okay, and I did a staccato there. I went, beep, but that's not what the sheet music says, is it? The sheet music says. Okay, that's probably a fine way to end it too. I don't know. Either one of those is fine. Okay, yay, right? La Cucaracha. Think about a little cockroach with missing a leg, and she loves music, so she's dancing around on the kitchen floor. We love it, and then they're sweeping around with a broom. Love that. Right? That's great songwriting. Let's go to the ukulele version. Make that happen. See, look at how nice it's coming in. There we go. Beautiful. Now, ukulele or baritone players, your G chord is where? Bum ba da dum bum bum bum, right there. Okay. And what's your other one? D chord. Bum ba da dum bum bum bum. That's your G chord, D chord, G chord, D chord. That's for baritones. Okay. Ukulele players, we are going to play tough uke. Okay, let's see how we can do it. And we got a better opportunity to do that with this instrument because this one wants to. Baritone has a tendency to want to ring out a little bit. With this one wants to play everything, short anyway. So let's see if we can make it happen. Okay, from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. Sorry, I got a phone ringing. What the heck? Oh, hold on. It's Donna. I gotta answer this. Hey, I'm doing a YouTube thing. Is that... Oh, sorry, bye. Okay, bye. She usually knows when I'm doing that, so she usually doesn't call. So I thought, maybe it's an emergency. Ah. All right, let's try again. From the top. Okay? 1, 2, ready, play. To the top. Measure 10. Back to the top, or to the 10. The 7. And that one I didn't put the wiggly on, so that one was fine, right? But you could do to let people know you're done playing. How about that? That's a fun song. It's not necessarily what we always want out of ukulele, but it's one other way to do stuff. And so there are times when you come up and be like, I wonder what would this sound like with some staccato not in there. And you'll see that in sheet music where it'll actually tell you, hey, I want you to play this staccato. And so I wanted you to have at least an opportunity in our 30 lessons to play that. Let's talk very briefly. We're almost out of time. All through the night. And those of you guys on baritone know I always do this on the ukulele first, and then you guys are the same. But so all through the night is, I gotta get this to cooperate. Give me my playlist over here. There it goes. I think we talked about it briefly 2 weeks ago now. But this one, we want to do the opposite of what we just did. This one you want to be as long and slow as beautiful as possible. So if you're on melody, okay, now pay attention over here on my left hand. Watch when I actually put my finger down. Not until I really, really, really have to put it down. I'm gonna just let the sounds ring out as long as I possibly can. Same thing when I get to the tough uke line. With this one, I might, I'm noticing I don't really use a third string. Maybe I'm going to use my two stronger fingers here, index and middle. But again, watch, I don't move anything till I have to. Okay, so be thinking about that as you're playing through this. Not the opposite of La Cucaracha, which we want all the notes short. On this one, we want all the notes as long as we possibly can. And most of the time when you're playing ukulele, that's a really good habit to get into. Don't move anything unless you have to move it. Okay. By the way, I just played the first 4 measures. The next 4 measures are identical, and the last 4 measures are identical. In the middle, measure 9, you have some big strums in here, and I would definitely switch from plucking to thumb downing these things. And then I would also be really flexible with, all right, I see I'm going to go all the way up to 7, so I probably want to have my middle finger on 5 when I get there, and that way I got my 7 covered. So if I'm thinking middle finger on 5, I know I'm going to slide it between 3 and 5 probably, right? So I might start playing, rather than with a C chord with my ring finger, I'm probably going to start with the C chord with my middle finger. And then just look what we're looking for here. On melody, it's... And when I hit this one note here, 3, and then it goes back to the first string, I don't take this back off. I just let it hang out there while I go do the other thing. Our instrument has so little sustain in it that you want to get every last ounce of a note that you can out of it. Okay, if I'm looking at the strumming pattern, which is all zeros, as you can see, until the end of 12, I'm going to just do nice, big, beautiful glissando strums. Of a G chord there. A G chord, D chord. Okay, so that's how that finishes up. And so take that section a little bit slower, a little bigger, a little bit more lush. Trying to get as much sound out of that one little section as you can, and you'll be real happy with your results there, I think. So we'll start playing that on Thursday. Today's Tuesday. On Thursday when we get together, we will actually play that, and it'll give us a chance to put La Cucaracha staccato play up against All Through the Night legato play, right? So the two of those just have this very different feeling based on your attack strategy with the song, and it'll be a fun day. And then, by the way, on Thursday we start Home on the Range, which, in my opinion, is the very best arrangement in Book 1. So you want to come and just get to where, I mean, everything just works on that song. It's crazy how well it fit onto ukulele. Sometimes I put songs on ukulele that don't really belong, but that one feels like, geez, it feels like they wrote this thing on this instrument. So it's perfect for us. It's probably written on a guitar, and that's why it fits so well on ours. All right, guys, I'm going to cut this broadcast off, run over, put a new link up on the website for book number 2, where we are going to go play Come Josephine, My Flying Machine, 5'2", and we're going to get started looking at If You Knew Susie. So I'm going to disconnect this broadcast, and I'm going to send it, run over, reset it, and then start a new one. So I'll see you guys in about 2 minutes right back here. Peace.